Hello and welcome back. I am happy today for two reasons. One, that you are here and maybe not for the first time. And second is this palette. I'm happy with it because it's good, unlike the last one I've used. This is the CANON M50 Imperial, very French and fancy, but yeah, the colors are very beautiful neutral eyeshadows and they go well with so many looks against my skin tone. This is perfection. I did like a halo smoky eye with a brown eyeliner, and I guess I've kept like a color theme throughout the video, the brown, and also on the lips. Yeah, just stay tuned to see all the products I've used, my opinion on them, and also how I created the look. I'm going to be starting by priming my eyelids with a concealer. This is from NYX, the Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer in the shade Natural, and I'm buffing this into my skin with a makeup sponge. Then I'm quickly setting that with the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in Dim Light. So this is a setting powder and it has like a warm peach undertone and a luminous finish, so it's not flat matte. I love how it looks on my skin. I'm only using it to set my whole face in summer when I'm a bit bronzed, because now it's a bit too dark for my skin tone. And now for the eye look, I'm going to use this palette, as I've said in my intro, a palette that really works. This is from CANON, the M50 Imperial. And first I'm going to be using as a transition eyeshadow that cappuccino one I've showed you, and this is a 228 brush from Ziva. An eyeshadow like this is not going to be doing much, it's not going to be very visible on the skin, but it's going to facilitate the application of the next eyeshadow, and it actually has a very important role in creating a gradient. Next I'm going to take this warm brown and I'm going to place this on the outer corners and inner corners. So I'm aiming to create a halo look. That means I'm going to leave for now the middle of the lid bare, and I'm going to be putting later a lighter eyeshadow there. Now I'm taking the darkest brown, which is also matte, and I'm placing this exactly where I've put the other eyeshadow. But I'm keeping it a bit more concentrated because I don't want to go over the edges of the first one. This halo technique is also named Spotlight Eyes, and it's all about strategically placing eyeshadow around your eyes. That will fake a bigger and brighter gaze. So bottom line, all you have to do is place a lighter eyeshadow, shimmery or matte, it doesn't really matter, on the middle of the lid, and surround that by contrasting eyeshadows, much darker in coloring, and that will create the halo effect. I want to tell you at this point that if your eyes are placed very close to each other, then this technique will not be the one for you. Darker eyeshadows placed on the inner corners of the eyes will only give the illusion that the eyes are narrow, more narrow to each other than they actually are. So stay away from this technique. Put a light eyeshadow on the inner corners always and a darker one on the outer corners, and maybe create like a cat eyeish look, that elongated look on the outer corners. That will bring the eyes further away from each other and it will create the illusion that they are not so narrow placed. Yeah, but anyway, back to our look. I did place the lighter eyeshadow from the palette on the middle of the lid, and you can already see that the whole look begins to make sense now. And now for the eyeliner, I'm using the Lasting Drama Gel eyeliner from Maybelline in the shade brown, and I'm applying this in kind of a classic way, I'd say. The flick is not too long, the liner is not too thick, it's just, you know, classic, as I've said. Then for mascara, I'm using the Total Temptation mascara from Maybelline in black, and I really like this one. I'm using it off camera as well, and I like it. Yeah, it's good. For lashes, I'm using my favorite false lashes brand, and they are in A10. They are very natural looking, and I like to wear them also off camera because I'm a bit conservative in my spare time. I'm not going for crazy lashes, but these ones, they're really, really nice. As always, I'm moving now to the base and do the rest of my eyes later, and I am applying a moisturizer right now from La Roche-Posay. This is almost all I'm using on a daily basis. Skincare products from La Roche-Posay, and this is the Effaclar Matte. As a face primer, I'm applying the Master Prime Primer from Maybelline, and of this I'm just putting a thin layer, and on top then comes the foundation. For foundation, I've chosen another Maybelline product because it's good and not because this video is sponsored, so just clearing the air. I'm using here the same makeup sponge to work this product into my skin to spread it around my face and also down my neck just a little bit. This foundation is called Superstay 24-Hour Foundation in the shade Sand. This is what I'm using and I really do like it. It's long lasting and it doesn't settle funny on my nose as many foundations do. Then to lift some remained shadows and also to brighten certain areas, I'm using the same concealer from NYX, the Can't Stop, Won't Stop concealer. It's very covering and very similar to the infallible one from L'Oreal, the new one. It's called More Than Concealer. So much concealer, so much more than concealer, you know? Anyway, they're both good, just a little bit on the dry side. And now I need to be really careful with the amount of powder I'm going to use because this foundation and the concealer, they are both very drying. So just a bit of powder goes a long way. This is the Lasting Finish powder from Rimmel. And now from Burberry, I'm taking the bronzer. This is called Warm Glow and it has an amazing payoff. I love this one very, very much for summer. And I'm applying this with an angled face brush, which is from Beauty Bay. Then from the Nip and Fab Travel palette, I'm going to take the bronzer, which is actually on my skin tone, a contour shade because it's a bit grayish, and I am just contouring my cheekbones underneath them to be more exact and nowhere else. With grayish tones, you need to be careful on the face because it can make you look dead. So this is the reason why I'm just contouring underneath the cheekbones, and for the nose contour, I'm always mixing the bronzer with the contour shade, so that's going to be more neutral. My blusher is from Kiko. It was a limited edition, so sorry for this. It is the Rock Attraction range. It's called Pop Apricot. I'm putting this, as I always like to put it, first on the apples of my cheeks and then swiping it upwards towards the hairline. Some people put the blusher just on the apples of my cheeks, but to me it looks just too doll-like and it's not really my style. For highlighter, I grabbed the ambient lighting powder in Luminous Light, also from Hourglass. I love it so much. I'm using it on a daily basis and I can tell you this looks amazing on the skin, and in daylight especially it's not too harsh, it's just glowing beauty. Of course, for the ones that love a blinding highlighter, this is going to be nothing, but it's beautiful for those who are more on the natural side. So now, as you can see, I am applying that same warm brown underneath the eyes quite heavily. I want it to be very smoky looking, and then I'm going to be putting the darker brown as well on the same place. In the waterline goes a warm brown liner, also from Maybelline, and then I'm going to be coating the lower lashes with my favorite mascara, which is the Extended Play Mascara in black from MAC. Sorry for my voice, guys, I cannot help it. I'm a bit cold right now and I think I'm coming down with something. I hope not, but yeah. I'm not technically ill, but I'm rather hoarse this morning. And now for the brows, I'm going to be using another favorite. This is the Precisely My Brow Pencil from Benefit in the shade 5. I'm just going to be doing light hair-like strokes because it's the way I like to fill my brows nowadays in, and just leave them naturally looking, as naturally as possible. After applying the same highlighter from Hourglass on the tear dot area only, I'm going to do my lips, and I'm going to be using a Revolution Makeup liquid lipstick. It's called Buff, and to be honest, this is a bit streaky. It lacks also the opacity, and I had to apply 2 or 3 layers. It didn't go that well just because liquid lipsticks in general don't support that kind of, application. Well, what can I say? Not every liquid lipstick can be the new L'Oreal Rouge Signature, because that's good. That's so good. So everyone, this was my Halo Smoky Eye, and I hope you liked it. As always, if you did enjoy this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and follow me on social media because I'm there. Let's meet. So I'm on Instagram, on Facebook, and on VERO, and I'm gonna catch you in my next tutorial. Stay safe.